Hello and welcome. This is part of our Linux series, and in this video I'm going to show you how to configure a static IP address on a Ubuntu server. You can go to the terminal, you can say Ctrl-Alt-T, T for Tango, and then it opens for you the terminal, or you can actually right click on the desktop and say Open Terminal, and it opens the terminal. So if you want to increase or zoom out, you can zoom in, you can do that. So if you want to increase that window, extend it, let's see what IP address it already had. Previously you could use ifconfig, but now you need to install NetTools for that to happen. The new way to check the IP address is IP address, if you do that, or IPA, if you just say that. And we have two interfaces, the loopback, and we have number 2, which is ENS33, and that's the interface where we have the connectivity from. So IP address 192.168.24.130, and I also have the DNS and everything configured. This is happening via DHCP. If I ping external network, let's say google.com, then I can reach that, but I need this IP to be static for this server. So for that to happen, we need to go to the net plan. The net plan configuration, if you check Ubuntu documentation, here it is. The configuration is written as YAML. You would write it this way. For the DHCP, it's true when it is configured to receive the IP dynamically. So you can read this documentation. It tells you, it gives you some examples as well. So let's go to that and say sudo. Let's actually go to the directory first, cd/etc/netplan, and in here we check what files we have, and we have this file. When you change the configurations of this file, I usually find it unstable for whatever reason, but you can create a new one and then you can map the network manager to read the configuration from there. So let's see what's in here first. So sudo nano, and let's call the file 50 and then tab key, and let's provide the username, password. Okay, so you have that configuration in place. And if you can see a network, and then you have Ethernet, this is jumping 4 letters. So make sure you just follow the same kind of way. And here I want to actually leave this file as it is and provide. So if you say Ctrl X and create a new file, here we can say sudo touch, and then we can write, we can create a new file, and that new file, you should know the format. You can check the format these files can read. So let's say, for example, 01 dash, and then we call it network dash manager, and then we can call it all.yaml. If we do that, then we can write our configurations in there, and we can say sudo nano and then 0 tab key. Here we can write our configurations. So the first line to write is actually the network. So we mention network, and then colon, we give the version, and then the version, well, let's skip 1 2 3, so version colon, and then space 2, and then we have the version, then which utility is going to use this. So let's call renderer, and then it is space again network manager. The network manager will read the configurations here, and then what are we configuring is the Ethernet. So it's spelling, everything is important here. And if you skip 3 letters here and start from the H, you have ENS33. That's the interface we're going to configure. And then if you skip again 3 letters and start from S, we call DHCP 4. And we say no, then we go continue, and then provide addresses, and in the addresses you can write 192.168.24. Let's give it 135, and then /24, then close that bracket, and then okay, I didn't look, it is the num lock in my keyboard. So 192.168.24.135, and then the subnet mask is /24, then we provide the DHCP, we said no, and then the gateway. So here, gateway, and the gateway is IP version 4, so we provide the IP for the gateway. That's my gateway in here. Then we provide again the DNS, so name servers. So name servers, here I'm gonna provide a list, but this time I'm gonna jump 4. 1, 2, 3. So under the S, we provide addresses, and then here I put a bracket and I have a list of IP addresses. The first one is my broadband router. 1 is my broadband router. It's different from the subnet of the IP address. And then we provide Google, and I have connectivity to the IP. So we have 2. Then we can leave the rest and save this file. So Control X, if you do yes and then same name, now you can check the configuration is intact. So you can read again, version is 2. Okay, so we need to go to version. The renderer is in the wrong place, so let's do say enter, and version also should be 2 steps. Render should be 2 steps. So these things change quite a lot, so make sure Ethernet's fine. The rest of the configurations are all good. So let's say Control X and then save it, same name. Let's check again. Okay, that's good now. So Control X. Now when we do that, we can try and make sure the configuration is correct. So let's say sudo netplan and try. If there's any error or anything, it will show you. There's some warnings. Okay, so we will keep the settings. So we press enter. That's fine. Let's say now try and apply the configuration. So we say sudo netplan apply. Yeah, same warning. But now if we go cd and if we say IP address, now you can see the 135 is applied, and we can try to ping. We can try to ping and see we can reach. So there you go. That's how you configure the static IP address on Ubuntu server. And I'm not using the 50-cloud. That file I find it quite unstable. I created a new one. So thank you for your time and see you in another video.